So we're gonna have another story time. I hope this looks alright. I mean, I might do one arm throughout the video. I might do both. We'll see how it looks. So in this episode, I'm gonna talk about my experiences of collaborating, but also my experiences in leadership. And hopefully this inspires you to be a better leader. Maybe learn how to collaborate. Maybe learn how to just do some things by co-oping with other people. So how this esports thing all started was because I was, like I said before in my last video, if you saw that one before, if it didn't come up before this one, how I wanted to be in different clubs. I was just trying to participate in so much different things, from the African American club to the Rotary Club to Beta Club to student council to my leadership class by itself, that already being a class. So, just doing all this, I really wanted to get myself out there and try to really, be the best version I can be as a leader and as a person, and just really pinpoint everything that I missed out my freshman and sophomore year. So I went there, went to the esports. I didn't really even know I think they had it till like a while later. And I met the guy because it was his first, really his second time doing this thing. It was kind of like his first or second year doing this thing. I can't remember exactly, but he told me I was going to Aspire back in 2021 when a group of students were talking about gaming. But his name was Mr. Howard. I forgot his name the first time, but then when I came back the second time, he was like, "My name is Mr. Howard." I said, "Okay, my name is Brendan Brown." That's when we started talking and exchanging and crossing paths, networking. And then I was like, "Do they have 2K here?" He said, No. We only have multiverses. We only have those type of games. I thought they had Mortal Kombat. They didn't have Mortal Kombat because it was too violent. They didn't have Call of Duty. Well, they did have Call of Duty, but eventually later on that season, they stopped with Call of Duty. They have Fortnite, but then later on throughout that season, they canceled Fortnite. So it was just a lot of stuff going on. And I said, well, let me try Multiverses because that was the big game that was new at the time. And as it's recording, Multiverses just got relaunched because it was a terrible game. And at the time, it was terrible now. But I was able to push through. And by pushing through, I worked with my teammate. His name was Seuss. I'll just say that. I'm going to put his last name out there. I worked with him. Great guy, wonderful guy. We did our stuff. And it was a lot. But I was able to manage that with some other clubs. We were with a group, a squad really, and I think it was 2 freshmen, and with him I think he was like a sophomore because I was a junior at the time. We were able to get some stuff done though. We were able to get the groups maintained, and so Mr. Howard, he split both of us into 2 different groups. So instead of having all of us as 4, we're all 2 different groups, and what it is that we all have the same points but different nights we play. So basically we are a team, but we don't play all together. We it's 2 instead of all 4, and that worked out better. Eventually I got burnt out by it. There were some stuff going on behind the scenes too, because at the time there were some other family things that were going on. Not drama, of course, but just important family stuff going on. And I had to attend there, and especially birthdays with like very close family members. There was some stuff going on, so I was like, I couldn't come to every game. I couldn't go to every game and get to the matchup, which led to us losing that season, doing terrible. I did good the first few games, but started getting bad. And like I said, Multiverse was just boring because I got burnt out by the game. What I really wanted was 2K. I'll hold that thought now because as we go deeper, 2K is going to be a bigger word as we go in the story. I wanted 2K so bad. Really wanted Mortal Kombat. Call of Duty, I'm fine with that, but that's kind of mid. I really wanted 2K and Mortal Kombat. Specifically 2K. Mr. Howard say, well, we can figure out something. Maybe we'll figure out something. I'll talk during the off season. See if they can involve 2K in there. Because I told them, you need to get 2K in there. You need to get 2K in there. Because especially for my school, which is Fort Chester, we had a big, large variety of African American students. And I was like, 2K is very that culture-based game. It brings the culture. Even though it's dying because of money and, games, video games adding those monetary stuff now where you got to buy some stuff on the game instead of earn it for free and unlock it. And so, besides that causing the game to decline, people still love 2K, especially African American males and females, of course. And I was like, because my school has that race or that demographic of African Americans, I was like, that's the best way we might can reach these students and involve something that could be great. Maybe something for the school that can involve gaming. Because I know some people may do different stuff. We may have different clubs, events, games, stuff like that. But having specifically a video game activity at our school probably would be something unique that never happened before, because video games weren't really a thing back in the day. It just became a new thing. And I think for my generation, we probably might be the first group of people that actually play games in school professionally. or really just as a sport. So me and Mr. Howard, we build up. We got to learn each other through that first year. We got to learn each other through that first year. And I told him I'll come back senior year. I came back next year, armed and ready. And of course, next year was like my last year of school, so I wasn't going to be involved with so much clubs. The only thing I was going to do was leadership and esports. That was it. And maybe a little bit of African American club. But then eventually, of course, throughout the year, you know me, I'm a busy guy. I love to keep myself busy. I got into other clubs too. My main priority stuff was just leadership and esports. Those are my two main factors because everything else I just canceled out. Didn't even worry about it. And then, of course, FBLA, I was doing that as well, but that came in later. So my three main clubs I was focused on, or should I say two, was esports and FBLA. And around this time, I was so deep and focused into esports, I was like, let's do something, let's do something, let's do something. This year, I wasn't really doing anything. I was more of the spokesperson, more of the person to get people into the stuff. And Mr. Howard was telling me he wasn't able to get 2K. But he told me there was an offer, something he might can give me around January, the second semester of my senior year. What I did is I took the offer in, asked what it's all about. He said, well, I found an idea to get 2K involved. I'll have you personally be part of Play Versus. I was like, what? He said, yeah. And when he put me into Play Versus, it all went well. I got ready for my match. I lost my first match, lost my second match. I think I lost my third match. But after those 3 losses, I started really building myself back up. I was grinding, getting hard at it, doing so good at doing my esports things. And also, that I forgot to mention, I got a custom-made jersey. I know you're probably looking at this one, but this was because of the fact that like it didn't fit me right. But now I realize that it's the other way around. This doesn't fit me right, but this does. This one doesn't have the 24. This one has 24. And I also got a hoodie. This isn't the one with the 24, but this is also the hoodie I had with the stuff. It's nice quality. So I used this whenever I was gaming. And of course, you know, I have the arm sleeves and everything. So it was all just awesome. And I was glad to actually feel like I was actually a part of the esports club because I got to play a game that I was passionate about. And then eventually later on, Mr. Howard was saying, I got some other projects I might can do for you so that you don't just leave the esports club. I want you to be able to put your skills into something too, because he said, I know you're good at being creative, doing videos, writing, this and that, podcasting. He said, I want to get your skills involved with something. I said, okay, what is it? He said, don't tell nobody here, but I got a tournament for you. I was like, what? I got a tournament for you. And it's going to be an esports tournament. We're going to figure out the players we want, and we're going to get them in there. And eventually we started. We planned out things, me and Mr. Howard figured out things. Even through the end, we kept on figuring out things. It started out very small. We had small groups. We weren't guaranteed to having more people, but I was thinking optimistically, of course, saying, oh, we might have more people. All right, that's enough, Matt. So how did you feel about the match?
Feel good. My opponent was really good, and happy to do it again.
That's good, man. You think this is something that needs to be incorporated with the schools before they're Chester?
Not really.
So you don't think this should be going on, you know, every once a year or once a semester? Or?
Yeah, probably every one semester.
Okay. Thank you, man.
Thank you.
Uh, thank, thank you for allowing this interview to be happening.
You're welcome, and thank you for interviewing me.
Yep, you're welcome. I'm saying. Moses, how you feel about the game?
That was pretty good. I play this on a daily, so I know what to do. Get my spot up. You know, I know what players to use. So not new me.
How you feel about advancing?
Pretty good. I know it's gonna advance. You know, I play this game all the time, so it's like what.
That's good, man. Do you think there's something that needs to be incorporated to school at least every one semester or every year or something?
Yeah, I feel like they should do it all the time, like every week. You know, people love to play video games, and it'd be fun for I really get involved with it.
All right, thank you, man.
You're welcome.
The thing you sent me.
I think that'll work.
I'll get you for Wednesday, okay?
All right, so we're interviewing one of the spectators who also practicing because he's going to play on the next round. His name is Jason. Jason, how you feel about this match?
I feel pretty good.
How you feel about watching the match that happened before you were practicing?
Good.
Do you think that this is something that needs to be incorporated every once a year or about, every year at Fort?
Yes.
All right. Thank you for interviewing me, Jason. All right, so we're about to interview right here Terrence. He was one of the spectators, and he also was practicing along Jason. Him and Jason are going to play the next round. So, Terrence, how do you feel about watching the match that happened before you were practicing, and how do you feel when you were practicing against your upcoming opponent?
I feel good. I really think that we got some competition, and I think I could really do good.
All right, how you feel about your next match? You excited?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you think this is something that needs to be incorporated to Fort Chester every once a year or every once a semester or something like that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Thank you for interviewing me, Terrence.
Yes, sir.
People with Mr. I was thinking a little more realistically, telling me, okay, you could think big, but you don't want to kill time if we don't get X amount of people. And there's been days where we've been there, people came, there have been days where we've been there, people didn't show up, there are days where we've been there, people showed up, people said they would show up, they didn't show up, they said they would show up in school, but then after school they didn't show up, or vice versa, and it was just backwards. And I tell you, like, some days it was just very awkward, but it was just me, Mr. Howard, and also I'll give credit to this other guy too. I forgot his name as it's recording, I can't get his name in my head, but he also helped us out as well, and credit to him as well. You know what I'm talking about, that fellow who helped us out. And all three of us, we did a good job, and some days it was just me, Mr. Howard. We got it done, and we did what we did. We moved things, we moved the PlayStation. We thought about it. We said we didn't want to put the PlayStation in the cafeteria after school, so we said, let's just do everything in the esports room since we don't got that much people. And ever since then, it was that one day in March, I believe it was March 18th, my best friend, one of my best friends, Mike and Murray, he told me that he was going to stay after school. And we already had him on the list because he was one of the people that signed up. And so that day, when we had him, it was perfect because we had 3 other people. So look at the blessing there. And so we did a little mini tournament right there, a qualifying match, figuring out, okay, who's going to do who. And once we figured out who was going to do who, then we had got those 3 boys, and we figured out who was who. And out of all that, we had 2 winners. Michael was gone, and when the other person was gone, and there was only 2 left, we had them practice each other, and we were going to have them getting ready for the next qualified tournament because we still had people on the list. But what happened is that we just changed it. We couldn't get it done. So what we just did instead is we changed it. We thought of something bigger, and it was perfect. Now, before I get to that big thing, I still want to talk about me doing my personal esports matches. My matches I was doing was not related to the qualifying 2K matches. My 2K matches was because I was just doing it personally to compete for esports for the school through a platform called Play Versus. Play Versus had 2K, but with that, you had to have the coach log you in. Versus with Generation Esports, you can log in as a student yourself without a teacher. And that's why I played Play Versus. And also Play Versus, it charges you more, but the school covered both of them, so that was a good thing. So we said, since the school covered it, let me just use it. Because most of the students use Generation Esports since it was more simple and had more games on there, because Play Versus didn't really have that much variety. And like the games that you really liked, or the games that I really liked, that were not on our coast, or not on the East Coast for Generation Esports, they were there for Play Versus, like 2K, Mortal Kombat, XYZ. And I did 2K, and I was glad for that. I wish it was Mortal Kombat and more, but hey, you know me. I'm blessed and grateful for whatever I can have. And throughout all those matches, I was really getting good. I was getting ranking until like 2 or 1 match, like the thing was lagging and like somebody said he won by default. That's why I lost for the season. I would have been in the postseason right now, but I honestly don't care because it's just a game and I don't care. I love the fact that I competed. I wish I could have got that trophy, but there's no fault in that. At least the blessing is I got to compete. I thank God for that. I got to compete. And with that, it led to something bigger, which I'm going to get to right now. Those four boys we had compete. Instead of having them just be disqualified, there was nobody else on the roster, nobody else trying to come in, be consistent, because everybody was saying, I want to play 2K, but didn't be consistent. So what Mr. Howard thought of, or really Mr. Howard thought of this idea, so give credit 100% to him for this. he let those 3 boys out of those 4 do the match with one of the boys we had at first, who was there the first time, there to represent 2, so we could have 2-on-2. Now you're probably saying, well, those 3 boys that were there that day, what about Micah? That day? Well, guess what? Me and Micah were shoutcasters. Meaning broadcasters like NBA on TNT, that's what we were at our school. And there should be footages of all this stuff, the qualifying matches, even the videos or pictures of the 2K match. It should all be up here.
Hey, minute 43, we're right here, fun time right here. Yes. Just forgive me that, sports event, gonna ask for better right there.
Also, don't forget, because we only have like about a minute left. I just want y'all to know that this is the last match, and we're gonna have another match in the next period. That's the final match. So stay tuned. We are learning the announcements, and announcements for who's the winner. Also, if you still want to watch it, even though you won't be here in the second period to watch this, it will be live streamed on IG Live. That's the countdown. We're live stream this 2K tournament for the next period. Because you won't be able to watch it during the second in person, of course.
Here's the holiday at the court. Holiday, I can't see. The holiday is out of bounds, baseball. Thank you for the students.
Mr. White here. Mr. White.
14:25. Round for 3. No. Here is Greens to Davis, up, and Davis. 15:25, minute 10 to go. Here is Derek White, and Porzingis, the unicorn.
Again, congratulations on making it this far. What are your thoughts when you're in the game? Just playing. There you go. So when you are in the game, are you focused on any one particular goal? Are you focused on winning, or are you just focused on the moment? Winning overall, very important. Do you have anything to say for any of your fans in the audience or to the competitor? No. All right. Well, thank you. Well, I just want to say congratulations on making it this far. Did you think that you would be a finalist coming in? Do you see yourself winning the top prize? Do you think that you can take this home? Yeah. Did you have a strategy coming into this game, or was it just no? No strategy.
Last words.
Going on free here. All right. Do you have anything to say to not only the people in the audience, but also other competitors?
Let's go.
All right. Can I please have
up here. And it was a wonderful, great experience. And me and Micah, we had a heck of a time. We were commenting, saying different things. He's a Boston Celtics fan, so even as this recording, he just recently won the championship, so congratulations to them. And then for me, I'm a Golden State Warriors fan, so you know what that means. Me and Boston, we got history, because 2 years ago, as this recording, we beat Boston around this time, so I was celebrating myself. So it was really just kind of funny there. We were going back and forth with that. And also just talking about the game of basketball, the game of 2K, other games, other media, some stuff relating to basketball, some stuff relating to gaming that weren't necessarily 2K or basketball. And it was awesome, man. I had a live stream on my phone on Instagram too. People were watching it through live stream. It wasn't really as clear as I thought it was going to be. I got to interview one of the 2K League players, which it was the Warriors. But once again, I'm going to say it, humbled for who it is, which is Charlotte Hornets. That's still close to my hometown, South Carolina, so that's why I give an excuse. I'm just joking. It don't matter what team you are. As long as you're a 2K League player, that's still good, because that's part of the real NBA association. It's a league, just like a G League or the Women's League. So I was grateful for that. And Yeah, overall, it was just a wonderful experience. And at the end, the winners, who was Andre Black, or they call him Real X Drizzy. I like to call him Real X Drippy. That sounds more cooler. But he won $100 as the winner. And the rest of them, I think they had won like $25 each or something like that individual. And it was just great. I wish that experience would happen again, but I don't think it would ever happen again because no other student would probably be as consistent or reliable like how I was with Mr. Howard. And one thing Mr. Howard always gave me, he said I was a great person at being creative. I was a great worker. I was a great collaborator. I was a great assistant. I was great for everything. Because I wasn't just assisting. I was doing so much different things for Mr. Howard, the esports, and just generally for myself because I had liked the idea too. Because when we keep talking about this 2K thing, and when I joined the esports thing, I was kind of on the roll with it too, planning my own stuff because I was doing so much different positions during my time at Fort Chester representing for the esports club as a gamer, as a spokesperson, as an assistant with Mr. Howard. And it taught me so much different experiences, such as like if I ever own my own business, how to collaborate with somebody or co-own a business with somebody and exchange ideas. Because me and Mr. Howard, let's just be honest, we did have our disagreements. But was it really bad? No. We still got through and push in. And that's the same way you gotta be with your business or with anything you're collaborating with someone or working with somebody. Gotta know how to work with it and get it done and over with in the right fashion and in the correct positive fashion. Not saying that all y'all always agree, and there'll probably be a bit of negative, but you gotta sometimes be in that agreement. And also too, you gotta be reliable. Whatever you're good at, whatever skill you're good at, whatever you're passionate about, you gotta be reliable and consistent and committed to it. Because if you want to see the great things out of it, you have to commit yourself to wanting to do better at it. And that's what I did. I commit myself to what I wanted to do. And that's why the outcome came so great because me and Mr. Howard, we put in that work. We put in that work to figuring out what needed to be done so that we can get everything done. And then, like I just said, with me multitasking with different clubs, I was able to still come in during lunch meetings and talk with Mr. Howard and get things done. Even after school, even early in the morning, I had a busy schedule some days. Some days I had to edit videos. Some days I had to go to different club meetings. And even though some people may talk mad trash about this game and about this franchise and everything, how it's declining, I still will say this game really helped me and I guess sort of kind of changed me into who I became and my experiences of just being a professional person and just doing my craft because it allowed me to have my hobby, both of my two hobbies, basketball and video gaming, come into fruition to a club to also involve my real life skills of content creation and things, be involved within this club, and also my skills of just speaking, being a spokesperson, everything like that. I was just glad that it all connected. And that's the one thing you gotta realize. Certain experiences help you build up to who you can become. And sometimes they can connect so well that they help you become the person you're destined to be. All of this was just building me up to becoming Brendan Brown, the entrepreneur, the author, the motivational speaker, and whatever else God has for me. Because I am a man of faith. And I truly do thank God for this. At a parent night, I literally was telling 3 parents, because there's only 3 parents there in that big auditorium. There should be a picture up there somewhere, where I literally said that I thank God for my experience in esports, and I believe that one day the esports will grow, and hopefully 2K will be involved with it. And that was before I'd heard about the 2K news. And yeah, we got 2K out there and inspire people who want to do a Madden tournament, want to do like a FIFA tournament, everything like that. Hopefully we get some passionate people next year and stuff, which I won't be there, but hopefully they get some more people. But if it doesn't, it was a great experience, and it was a great little mentor-mentee experience of me and Mr. Howard, because it really felt like that Steph Curry, Steve Kerr, Kratos, Atreus, Batman, Robin type of vibes. And I really appreciate it. And sometimes I was more the Batman, he was more the Robin, and it was vice versa. But we had got it done and we got it through. And I thank God because it allowed other people to see my influence, and I really thank God, the Father, for all of it. So I really thank Jesus. It all goes to credit to him 100%. And it kind of built a legacy because once I did it, there was some kids saying, I want a Madden tournament. There was some teens saying, I want a FIFA tournament. And I was like, this is good because I was building cultures, because you had some African-American males that didn't just want 2K, they wanted Madden. One Hispanic teen said teen kid said that he wanted a FIFA. And I was like, this is great. It's building diversity, building some connections and everything, and getting people involved with gaming and esports, which gaming is something that mainly everybody probably does now, but esports, a lot of people don't know that. And it was wonderful because now it could potentially be a yearly thing. But like I already said, me and Mr. Howard, we already said that I don't think it can ever be replaced. I don't think it ever can be replicated, you know? It's like a generational thing. Like, it's just probably like a one and done thing, maybe. If we get a reliable student, then we might can do it again. And just back to the event, it was a district event because my school was in Dorchester District 2, and usually every year they have a different district gaming tournament. And just by coincidence, this year it was our one, and that's why Mr. Howard came up with the idea for the tournament. And I tell you, the district people were there with their suits on and everything, and I'm telling you, man, they really loved it. The only thing they were saying is that it should have been a pay to go in, but you know, we didn't think of that because we weren't trying to do it, and plus we were just starting. But that could be a new thing to do the year after. But I really just thank God for it, man, because, you know, and I don't want people to look at me like that, but people were looking at me like, Brandon, you did all this, Brandon, you did all this, but it wasn't just me. It was God. It was Mr. Howard. It was the group of people that helped us out because, mind you, shout out to the esports people that helped us out too, because there were esports members that helped out as well. Not just me, Micah, and the players that volunteered. And I really am just blessed and thankful for everything. And it was all a team effort. It all came from one man, and that one man was me telling to another man, to where both of us came together with our intelligence and intellect to shake hands on what could be done. My passion for 2K, my creativity, mixing in with Mr. Howard's positively commanding attitude and leadership, as well, my leadership. So all this lesson was about was just leadership, collaboration, and understanding how to be reliable and how to manage your time and different things to get what you really want to get done. So the best thing to do if you really want to do better is follow my steps, subscribe to this channel, hit the notification button and like the video, and check some stuff down below. Thank you for watching.